Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Lauren Sizzle, and you are now tuned in to one of the hottest talk shows in the nation, We Talk Weekly's After the Talk.
I'm Classy Lady Sparkle. You want to binge listen to our shows? Follow the We Talk Weekly's podcast on iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Spreaker.
What up, folks? It's your boy, Charles Gregory. Make sure to follow us on all our socials at We Talk Weekly.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Lily. So make sure you keep it locked to We Talk Weekly on 106.5 FM.
All right, so this information has already been discussed, but I wanted to, touch on it a little more about Tyre Nichols, 29-year-old black man who was pulled over in a traffic stop by police for allegedly reckless driving. According to Nichols' mother, Rovon Wells, Tyre was 2 minutes away from his home when he was pulled over. Officials said that the Memphis officers approached Nichols, who ran away. Nichols fled from the police, according to Rodney Wells, his stepfather, because he was afraid. Wells said that he told a news reporter, "Our son ran not because he had any guns or drugs or anything like that. He ran because he was scared for his life." Nichols died 3 days after being arrested by the Memphis Police Department. He was 6'3" and 145 pounds. So an independent autopsy was conducted by a forensic pathologist brought in by the family's attorney. He was found. They found that he died of extensive, excessive bleeding caused by severe beating, according to the family's attorney, Ben Crump. All right, so now that I've said all of that, I want to be transparent that I have not seen the video. I chose not to watch it. In my opinion, I saw social media excited to release the footage of this black man being beaten by these 5 black officers. Should the public be aware of his death? Absolutely. Should they know evidence being shared about his death? Absolutely. But I also feel there's a pungent smell of death and superposition. Tyre Nichols called out to his mother, very similar to what George Floyd did. And although these black men may have been extremely close to their mothers, I believe the call for your mother is the call for your earthly God. From the vulnerability of your mother's sacred womb, which is the first home, the call for salvation, which means deliverance from harm, it indicates that you are about to die.
Wow.
Those black officers took the life out of and from Tyre Nichols. And did you also notice how swift the charges came on those black officers and how swift the video surfaced? That was extremely fast. I don't know why, but what do you believe was why it came so swiftly? Yes, those officers should receive the maximum punishment by law that they deserve for taking the life of a non-armed young black man named Tyre Nichols. Those officers have been charged with 2 counts of official misconduct, 1 count of official oppression, 1 count of second-degree murder, 1 count of aggravated assault, and 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping. The court records showed.
Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, what you guys think? Leave it in the comments. Let us know what you guys think. If you have any ideas or even theories on why that is, put it in the comments. Let us know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, this has, like Attorney Ben Crump said, they set history with the swiftness of how they took action. So he said no longer will there be a 2-year investigation into police brutality. Oh, you got to investigate for 2 years, for 1 year, like they did with Eric Garner and.
But this is the first time there were 5 black officers.
Right.
So the example of the black officers is like, oh, we're going to start with the swiftness with them.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Ben Crump is saying this sets precedent.
Yes.
Up for what coming forward. So no longer can they use that as an excuse. Oh, we got to investigate for 2 years.
Right.
No. That's it. The same type energy that y'all took with these black officers, we want you to take them every time there's a case of police brutality and the officers are white. Absolutely. So you just proved to America that you can be swift with justice in that case.
Oh, so this is where they starting the swiftness.
Right.
Yes.
This is the example.
Oh, all right.
Well, now, again, it set a precedent, so now it's no excuse.
Yes.
And so you can look at this as a gift and a curse. Curse that somebody died and it was the 5 black officers. But the gift is, guess who will be now penalized, now scrutinized, and now put under the lens because we know that it can happen. So there you go.
All right.
Perfect.
All right. So this next one, I don't know. Let me know if you guys heard about this one. There's a Chinese balloon flying over the U.S. So very briefly, I like to describe the complex relationship with China and the United States. There's been a long relationship with the U.S. and China since the 1800s. However, around the 1940s, there's been a mutual distrust between the U.S. and China. The U.S. relies heavily on China for our consumer and commercial goods, our medical supplies, and raw materials. Well, recently, it was believed that China sent a Chinese spy balloon to fly over the U.S. China has confirmed and acknowledged that a high-altitude balloon does, in fact, belong to Beijing. But they are referring to it as an airship, as a civilian device used for scientific research, such as meteorology. So the payload of the balloon, which is the undercarriage part of the balloon, that is the size of 3 large school buses. The actual balloon is much larger, says U.S. officials. For those who are asking, why hasn't the U.S. shot down the suspected spy balloon? Well, when I was writing this story, it was Biden and national security team officials have discussed options, including shooting down the balloon.
Options.
Right, but earlier the military had advised against shooting down the balloon due to the risk of falling debris. But the situation could change, and the balloon moves towards the East Coast. They do believe that the balloon is now over
Shoot
Canada.
it down.
They did this
Okay.
afternoon.
It's no question.
Yeah, so
China wouldn't have been thinking about whether to shoot that balloon down or not.
Yes, well, they shot it down, but now there's another one. So the second Chinese surveillance balloon is flying over South America. The reports earlier Friday of the balloon flying over Colombia and Venezuela, but there's no further information. So I do know that one of them is shot down. That happened this afternoon.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the second one is.
Got you. Interesting.
Yeah.
America needs to be a little bit more aggressive when it comes to protecting the U.S. Period. There's no question about that.
I hear you, but when Trump was aggressive, we didn't like it.
See that? Okay. I'm because I don't want to get too political and
yeah,
hold
I know.
this story,
I'm just saying he was aggressive with the wall or with people coming into America. Like it was a lot of different things, and his way was wrong. I'm not gonna say I was in agreement with it, but it's like we need to find a balance.
Yeah, for sure.
You know. Okay, so
Well, since he, I just want to add this. Since he's been gone, there's been a lot of slick stuff from international leaders that they're trying to do,
right?
Within America,
and that's what I'm
let
saying.
Them get away with so
that's
much.
what I'm saying. We gotta call a spade, and we gotta just stop accepting, especially as black folks, just accepting how the Democrats are saying that you're supposed to go along with the will. No. I mean, we will be a fool to say that one side is 100% right. I mean, I will go on record and say I was never a fan of Donald Trump. But I will also say that a clock is right at least 2 times a day. Absolutely. A broken clock is right at least 2 times a day. Right? And I'm going to just leave it at that. Yep, for sure.
Yeah, well, you got some people that's like, well, if Trump was still in office, none of this would be going on.
I know it wouldn't have.
But other stuff would.
We're talking about this. Let's keep it in context.
Right.
We're talking about this.
Yeah. All right. So thus far, have I given some good news or bad news? It's been bad news. All right. Okay. I take that.
Usual.
Yeah. All right. But no. Here's some good news. All right. I like to start off this next story with proverbial sayings like he who laughs best, last.
Last best. Right.
Okay. Or actions speak louder than words.
That's right, yeah.
Or my favorite is I'm going to show you better than I can tell you.
Yeah, that's
me.
my favorite.
All right. So that's exactly what 63-year-old Rose Wakefield did. A jury awarded her $1 million for being told, I don't serve black people. That's what she was told. Rose Wakefield was ignored by an attendant at a gas station in Beaverton, Oregon, near Portland, as white customers who pulled up in after her were served first. According to the lawsuit, she then asked the employee, we'll just identify him as Nigel in the lawsuit, when will I get help? He said, I'll get to you when I feel like it, he told her, according to news release. Oregon is one of 2 states, along with New Jersey, where it's illegal in most areas for drivers to pump their own gas. So she was basically waiting for someone to pump her gas. So Miss Wakefield then went inside the store to talk with the manager, who offered no assistance. According to the lawsuit, eventually another separate employee from inside the store pumped the gas for Miss Wakefield. As she was about to leave, Miss Wakefield asked the attendant why she had not been served, and the employee replied, I don't serve black people, according to a news release from her lawyer. And now Miss Wakefield is $1 million richer.
Yes.
Yeah, so go ahead, Miss Wakefield.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you.
I
She
know
showed
that's
them.
right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Shout out to Miss Wakefield. Yeah, no doubt. Calling people to task.
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
And that was your good news and your bad news. If you want to hear more, you guys can follow us on all social media platforms. You could go to our website at www.wetalkweekly.com.
There you go. WeTalkWeekly.com. Make sure you go. You want to hear anything else? Make sure you go, and let us know what's going on. Let us know what's really good, how you feel. You like any of the stories, let us know.